Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Hangout with your favorite interview buddy. This is the fourth lesson in the Data Structure and Algorithms Simplified series. In the last lesson, we solved the two-sum Leetcode question using Python. In this lesson, we will solve the Leetcode problem titled Best Time to Buy or Sell Stock using Python. This lesson will be in two parts. First, we will talk about the algorithm for solving the problem. Then, we will implement the algorithm using Python. The problem states that given an array of prices where prices I is the price of a given stock on the ith day, you want to maximize your profit by choosing a single day to buy one stock and choosing a different day in the future to sell that stock. Return the maximum profit you can achieve from this transaction. If you cannot achieve any profit, return zero. For example, given an array of prices 715364, the maximum output expected, the maximum profit expected is 5 because we buy on day 2 with a price 1 and sell on day 5 with price 6. Now, you might want to ask why we can't buy on day 2 and sell on day 1. That's not possible because you need to buy before you can sell. Now, let's move over to the algorithm. How can we know the maximum profit we can ever make given this array of prices? First, we need to keep track of the lowest price we have seen so far as we go through each day. Then we also need to keep track of the maximum profit we have seen so far if we decide to sell on that particular day. We need two pointers to keep track of both information: the lowest price seen so far and the maximum profit we have seen so far. Now, while we keep track of this information as we go through each day in the array, at the end of the array, the maximum profit seen so far would be the highest profit we can ever make given the input array. And this is the return value. This is exactly the solution to the problem. Now, what is the time complexity of this algorithm? It is O of n, meaning it is linear, because we have to loop through each day for our calculations. Can we do better? No, because we need to check each day for the prices. If there are 10 days in our array, our code needs to check the prices on 10 days before it can calculate the maximum profit. If there are 20 days in our array, our code needs to check the prices for 20 days before it can figure out the maximum profit. So we cannot do better than linear time, meaning the larger our input array, the longer our solution is going to take to run. Now let's implement in Python. We need to start by defining our function, and based on our problem statement, a good name for our function would be get maximum prices and get maximum profit rather. And then from our problem statement, we're expecting an array of prices, which is a list of integers, and we're expected to return an integer, which is the maximum profit. Remember, from our algorithm, we need to keep track of two variables: the lowest price we've seen so far, which would be our buying price, lowest price to buy, and then we can initialize this to the largest or highest number possible, literally infinity. And then the second variable we need to keep track of is the maximum profit we've seen so far. We can safely initialize this to 0. Next, we go through all our prices and then we calculate the profit we will get if we choose to sell at that current price. So Remember, profit is always selling price minus cost price. So that will be the current price minus the lowest price we've seen so far, right? And then we also need to keep track. Is this the best profit we've ever seen? That means we need to update our maximum profit variable to comparing it with what we've seen before and the current profit we see now. After this, we also need to update our best price to buy variable, because if the current price we are seeing today is lower than the previous prices we've seen before, we want to keep track of it. So we are going to have minimum between this and the prices that we've seen before. Remember, from our algorithm, once we do this, at the end of the loop, the maximum profit seen we have is going to be the highest profit we can ever get from this list of prices. So we just return it. Now let's test our work with the examples provided. So we could do this. Then we expect a 5. And then let's test the second example. We expect a 0. And then let's test some, edge cases like an empty array. Or an array with just one element. And now let's test an empty array. 0. So we can see that our solution works for normal inputs and also erroneous inputs. Now we have come to the end of today's lesson. Try to practice what you've learned today by solving more array-related questions on Leetcode. You can also rewatch this lesson as many times as you want till you are able to answer all questions confidently. Thank you for watching. See you in the next lesson, where we will talk about stacks and how to implement them in Python. Please like this video if you found it useful. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on upcoming tutorials. Thanks again for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye!